Oh, yeah, here we are.
You know what I want to talk about? Something fun and just not related to anything we normally do. Can we talk about Halloween? I'm very excited. It's going to be a very different Halloween than we've ever seen before, but I'm kind of excited to see how people transform it.
What are you thinking about doing?
Candace had a thought. What?
Well, I wanted to know what you're going to be for Halloween this year.
Oh, well, we have a few costumes that will be worn this Halloween.
Oh, we, as in you and Ham?
Yes, me and my dog.
Yeah.
So for one of them, we're going to be doing, do you know who Bob Ross is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a little obscure. We're doing Bob Ross and Happy Little Cloud. Very excited about that. We're going to do.
Your dog's going to be a happy little cloud?
Because he looks like a happy little cloud. It's going to be great. It's perfect.
It really is great.
And I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross, and I love painting, and it's going to be really fun. For another costume, we're thinking of, actually, it's not really work appropriate. For another costume, we're thinking of doing, Simba and Mufasa from The Lion King. We'll figure. So apparently, you can my groomer has hair dye options. And so I'm thinking of just dyeing him lion colors for the night. We'll see how that works out.
That sounds rough. Okay, cool.
Well, it looks like, he has hair, not fur. So it's the same way that ours does.
It makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. We're thinking of a couple other things, but Bob Ross is definitely number one confirmed. And we're also thinking of doing some characters from Bob's Burgers.
So with the Bob Ross character, do you get a Bob Ross afro?
Yeah, I think I just try to make my curls look as Bob Rossy as possible. I don't think I need to buy an afro for that. But then we'll get a little goatee edition on my face. That'll be fun with one of the tucked in denim shirts, the denim on denim, with a palette that I have and a paintbrush.
Paintbrush. Yep.
I like it. Okay. There's also downtown. There's the costume shop. Have you been into it?
I have, but thanks to our sponsors, I'm really big fan of buying these pieces on Amazon. Reasonably priced than that costume store.
It's so expensive. It's so expensive.
When Amazon and Prime have got my back. Yeah.
Oriental Trading Company has great stuff too. If you want to buy that's more for giveaway goodie stuff, but yeah.
There's so many things happening. There are virtual drag shows that are happening in some communities that I'm a part of. I think Start Out actually is hosting a virtual drag show and costume party. There's just a lot of really interesting ways to do virtual costume parties where you can still see all your friends and hang out and have a good time, but be safe and socially distant so you don't catch the coronavirus.
Yeah, my kids are thinking about going out. I'm not feeling that too much. So while the governor did not cancel Halloween, Mom might cancel Halloween. So I'm not certain what to do with that.
Have a virtual party. My friends were doing a virtual movie.
They're kind of over it.
Games. What?
Yeah, they already do virtual stuff with their friends all the time. I don't think they're trying to add another virtual event.
I mean, I'd rather do that than get sick. But also, what's the alternative? They're just going to be at home and be bored?
Which is standard at this point. Yes.
Have you guys ever played some of the, what's the name of the brand? Unsolved Case Files, murder mystery games?
No board games at this house.
None?
We're not anti.
We're not anti. I think, how do I explain this best for the audience? So Brian and I work together. We also are married. And the nice thing about that is when the workday is done, we just keep working. So really, we watch football on the weekends and we work on the weekdays. And that's kind of it. Occasionally a new TV show that we binge, but that's life besides cooking. Because we're raising a fund. I haven't done anything outside of work for Brian? 3 years, 4 years? Yeah, I don't have any hobbies right now. I know that sounds terrible.
Well, football, like you
Football.
said. Football.
Yeah, football.
That's a lot.
You love Joe
Well,
Burrow.
even if your kids are interested in it, Unsolved Case Files is a great company that makes these little case files you get in the mail, and you have to figure out who done it. And it's really detailed. You get newspaper clippings and different pieces of evidence, invitations, fingerprints, and you figure out 3 different questions. One is generally like, who did it, where did they do it, and how do you prove that someone else is innocent? And then there's a little app you can text in your answer, and it'll let you know if you're right or not, or give you hints if you get stuck. It takes up like 3 to 4 hours of your night, and they release one a month, and it's really fun. Highly recommend.
I wonder if my kids would be good with that, considering that their father's in law enforcement.
They might be.
They might be excellent at it.
Give it a shot. They're super, super fun.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
We got to find a picture of you dressed up for a few years ago from Star Wars. Have you seen this picture?
No, but I don't even know if I would get the reference because I've never seen a Star Wars.
There's no way you wouldn't. Hold on a second.
Robot, right?
I'll snag it.
Lexi, do you even know just culturally who like Princess Leia is?
She was the donut-haired woman who died.
There
Yep,
you go.
that's right.
So she plays her on Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it on a couple. Like, I usually have a costume. Let me see if I can find it. It's really, really
It's
fun.
disturbingly good. I mean,
It's pretty good.
it's shockingly like she actually looks a lot like her. They're not even the same.
Yeah. I mean, one year I was Auntie Maxine. I've done Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, was Auntie Maxine last year or 2 years ago, Brian? I can't remember.
It was 2 years ago.
Okay, so it's been a few years since I was Princess Leia. I'm gonna throw it in the group chat or the private chat.
Well, how's Marlon going to show up from there?
I think he can click on it and then just screen share it. Right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, and then he's probably going to do the countdown because he's probably well over this conversation.
I know, but it has to be shared. It's so critically important, even though we have a long show today because three folks. Boom.
That's me as Princess Leia.
That's
Yeah.
very cute. Very, very cute.
Yeah. One of the kids made a crossbow out of a hanger and a Nerf gun. Yeah, mom's serious about our costumes. So here we are.
All right, Marlon, we should start now. Sorry.
What a day.
We're a company and a venture capital firm that invests in companies run by women and minorities, particularly when they're away from the coast. I'm very, very focused on the Midwest. You are watching live the first pitch competition on Twitch, where you, the viewer, have an opportunity to vote for companies that you like best.
So every episode, we have 3 judges, plus you, the audience. You also get to judge each pitch. After each presentation, you'll see a cute little box pop up with a Twitter link for you to vote for if you would invest in the company yourselves.
During round 1, we watched as the startups presented their pitch deck in 5 minutes or less. Then the judges began their Q&A. After we selected viewer-submitted questions for the founders to answer, in the end, the audience and judges had the opportunity to vote in the poll below for the company they like best.
Candace, do you mind if we start?
Oh, sure. Sorry. Here we go.
One last time. I promise I won't start singing Hamilton. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone, to the finale of Twitch Pitch Season 3. We're really excited to have you all here. This was our health and wellness season, and we're super excited to announce the companies for you in a minute. But just to remind everyone of who we are and the rules, we are the team here at Lightship Capital. Every season, we bring together 12 companies that compete head-to-head for the spot of who gets to compete in the finale. Every episode, we normally see 2 companies. They both tell us about themselves. They talk about their companies. We see a 5-minute pitch, and then we have a Q&A, and then we open it up for audience voting. At the end of each of these episodes, we all went behind the scenes, tabulated the audience votes and the judge votes to present to you today the top 3 who are in the finale. The winner of tonight will go home with $10,000 of completely non-dilutive grant funding, as well as $100,000 worth of Amazon Web Service credits. So I'm really excited to present to you the judges first. So here we have Candace above me on this side, who is the founder and executive director of the Hillman Accelerator. She is also a GP here at Lightship Capital. And we have Brian. He is also a GP here at Lightship. I forgot to mention Candace is an e-com and CPG expert, and Brian brings all the brains for AI and machine learning. I lead the investment team here. I am a health tech enthusiast, and I'm super, super excited for you all to meet the companies today. Bringing us all together, we have some incredible sponsors. Our first sponsor is the Hillman Accelerator, which was the very first accelerator in the Midwest focused on serving underrepresented founders. We also have the Ohio Third Frontier. It's a tech-based economic development initiative and a part of the larger Ohio Development Services Agency. They're committed to transforming the state's economy through accelerated growth of diverse startups and early-stage tech companies. In addition, we have Amazon Web Services. AWS offers reliable, scalable, and inexpensive cloud computing services. It's free to join and pay for only what you use. We also have a super special sponsor this season that we're really excited to have partnered with, and that is the AARP Innovation Labs. The Innovation Labs accelerate the innovation ecosystem by working with startups, accelerators, and the innovation community to empower people to choose how they live as they age. And tonight, we actually have a super special guest from that team, and she can come on right now and tell us a little bit more about herself and the AARP Innovation Labs team. So welcome, everyone, Sheila Collins.
What's up, Thank you for the introduction. Hello, all. My name is Sheila D. Collins. I'm a senior program lead at AARP Innovation Labs. And on behalf of my entire team, good evening. I'm super excited about this final season, this season 3. I'm also always energized by the possibilities that entrepreneurs create. AARP Innovation Lab identifies and collaborates with startups that are working on some of the most pressing issues as we age. And we're always looking for the best and brightest startups in health tech and fintech. And this is what Lexi said. This is all about empowering people to choose how they live as they age, which is our mission. At AARP Innovation Labs, we do 3 things. We focus on startup engagement. So we work with early stage startups in health and wealth. We also have a design thinking arm, and this arm is all focused on making sure that humans are at the center of all design solutions that we create. And then we have our innovation ecosystem, and that's where we get to partner with amazing organizations like Lightship Capital that focus on helping to accelerate the impact that entrepreneurs like you are creating. So with that, I'm excited to see the winners for tonight, and I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fun.
Thank you, Sheila. That was fantastic. So I'm sure everyone in the audience, if you haven't seen it yet, you're excited to hear who we'll see tonight. So we're going to see 3 fantastic companies that are coincidentally all led by incredible Black women. We're super excited about that. So tonight we will see from St. Louis, Donna from Provider Pool. We will see Aaron from Nude Bar in New York, and we will see Krissa from Patientori in Atlanta by way of Jamaica. So we're really excited to see all 3 of those women come back tonight. What's going to happen is we're going to show a few clips from their previous presentations. And then they're going to do some product demos for all of us. Audience members, as always, if you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and we'll ask them of the founders as we go on through the night. And then stay tuned to the very end as we will live right here deliberate and crown our winner. So we're really excited. Stay tuned, grab some popcorn and a glass of wine, and let's get started. First up, we will see Provider Pool again.
Oh, nervous. I don't know how I'm voting tonight, so I guess I never know how I'm voting.
My name is Jana Westbrook, founder and CEO of Provider Pool, where we are powering the future of work in healthcare. Over the last 6 months, we've watched as healthcare organizations all over the country struggle to quickly and seamlessly recruit and onboard nurses to care for their patients. But as a nurse and director of nursing for the last 10 years, I know this problem didn't just begin with the pandemic. Pre-COVID, over 80% of the 16,000 U.S. long-term care facilities struggled to find nurses. But today, healthcare staffing is in crisis. 400,000 nurses have already walked away from healthcare due to poor work-life balance, lack of flexibility, and feeling underappreciated. Healthcare organizations spend billions of dollars on job boards, talent recruiters, and traditional staffing firms, and they still struggle to fill their shifts. Until now. Provider Pool is a nurses on-demand platform combining the benefits of workforce management with a marketplace of vetted nursing professionals. Our software is a game changer for the world of long-term care. Click a button. Nursing facilities get top-tier nurses who earn more, yet cost less. We create and automate.
Team, I think I remember this one enough. Do you want to continue watching? Or do you think you're pretty good?
Nope, we always cut it off. So that's
awesome.
Cool.
All right, well then let's bring the team back. Well, hello, welcome back.
Hi, good to see you guys again.
Good to see you. So tell me, I think you may have answered this question before, but who exactly in the long-term care facility are you selling to? Or is this strictly for the nurses?
So I have two people that I sell to. I have an internal champion, which is my director of nursing. This is the one that uses the platform, that feels the pain, that directly suffers from the struggle of not having enough nurses. But the person that signs the contract is usually the VP of Ops or a finance ops person. And although they're not directly feeling the pain, they definitely understand the cost reducing value.
And remind us, what is the typical sales cycle?
So I have not necessarily had a sales cycle.
Yes.
Every contract that we have was turned around within 24 hours. So it's general, and we haven't marketed the facility. So they usually call, ask for a product demo, ask for the terms, and send it right back. But ask me in about 6 months how it is.
That works.
For now, the need is definitely evident.
Okay. Who's next?
Yeah, can I just jump in right there?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like sometimes certain individuals at an organization have more sway, right? So a director of nursing sometimes can walk into the finance person's office and be like, I need this thing. It's really important to my life, and you want me to be happy. Do you feel like that's part of the reason why you get the fast turnarounds?
I think it has a lot to do with me just understanding the pain point directly. Having worked in healthcare administration, I sort of know what would make them sign. But also I felt the pain, and I understand that it's a true problem. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And once I show them the data, once I, sit down and we really go through the benefits, it's a no-brainer at that point.
And is there an opportunity to automate the onboarding, kind of tell this kind of wholesale story online? I believe it just from what I'm seeing. Sign me up.
Yeah, onboarding is pretty gamified at this point. It's fairly streamlined. The only piece that we still do manually is credentialing, but we do plan to integrate with a credentialing company. But if a nurse wants to join, it's self-serve and low touch on our end. They're able to register on the app, and then we have a quick Zoom call convo where we walk through the platform, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And so, yeah, that's how it works.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Audience members, as you're watching, feel free to throw any questions or comments you have in the chat. So I would love to know a lot of things that you see, and I'm sure you've experienced this as a nurse and healthcare admin, are just kind of clunky or outdated. So my question leads into your demo. I'd love to hear about how you thought about kind of usability and the overall user experience of the application.
Yeah, it was definitely trial and error for sure. But what I've learned is that as long as you don't have to read too much, as long as you don't have to do too many steps, and it's very easy to understand, you do one question and then hit a next button. That's what they like. I've learned that people actually don't always like to talk to people on the phone. Even with getting hired for a job, they might not even, and so if they can have the ability to do it themselves and really just have that initiative, they do well. So onboarding, and we did learn that we needed to incentivize. So we usually offer like Starbucks coffee at the end of onboarding or something just to push them through the process. But yeah, they like low touch, and I want to be able to do it, myself. So.
Awesome. If you don't mind, let's take a little look.
Do I share my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So I had a little demo in the presentation, but I just logged into the platform. Does that work?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I just logged into Provider Pool as a nurse. Like, this is my actual page. Let me know that you can see my screen.
Here we come. There it is.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the platform that launched on August 29th. So I don't have very many ratings yet. We are waiting until we have, a decent amount of ratings before they're public knowledge. But you can see everything about the shift. You can sort of filter through the facilities that you might want to work at. You can choose your hourly rate. You can set the days that you're available. You can see that whether a building has a COVID positive patient or not. We allow you to sort of track your earnings, and we plan to have, these are old shifts that I worked when I first started. But it was like undercover boss. But you can sort of, if it'll load, you can see what your earnings are. Mine will be 0 because I have not worked since last September. Well, I really hope this loads so you can see, because it's really,
you're also on StreamYard right now. So don't forget, a lot of that has nothing to do with your computer. It really has.
Okay. Well, here, you just see your earnings and everything. You can spice up your profile. It's still loading, but at least you sort of get the gist of it.
That's okay.
And then, you can schedule yourself on a block, which means you can just book yourself for a month at a time. We have these sort of like price predictors where, let me go back, where I can say my goal is to make $2,500 this month. Tell me about how many shifts I need to work. And we sort of auto-populate your schedule that way, if that makes sense. So yeah. It's really, really simple. It's not, it's a pretty simple process.
Price predictor is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's the way people really think, but people don't build products for that.
Yeah, well, it's in development right now, but we have these badges where you can either be the highest earner nurse, or you can be the most traveled nurse, or the highest rated nurse. And they really, really enjoy earning those badges. And then making those public within the marketplace is really, really cool. So I'm excited to deploy that.
Really cool. Impressive demo.
Thank you.
Excellent. So it looks like you don't have any questions in the chat. You have some great positive comments. People seem pretty excited about it. I'll just highlight @BuildOff says this is excellent for self-starting providers. So I agree. I think this is really, really exciting. And last call, I think that's it. I don't think you have any other questions. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Behind the scenes. And, we'll see if you're crowned the winner in a few minutes.
Thank you. Okay, I guess we just keep on keeping on at this point. Why deliberate here? Let's just keep watching so we don't forget.
Sounds great. So with that said, let's bring on Erin Carpenter from Nude Bar.
Hi.
I think we go into the video, right? Is that right?
Let's see her clip. Yep.
All right, there we go. Cool beans.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Carpenter. I'm the founder of Nude Bar, where we make skin-toned intimates and hosiery to represent the diverse world that we live in. Nude Bar comes in 12 beautiful shades of nude, durable enough for the active woman and stylish enough for everyday life. And so I personally started Nude Bar based on some frustrating moments that I had as a professional dancer and a commercial actress, where here I am as a Nick City dancer performing at Madison Square Garden. And one of the important parts of my uniform was to have nude underwear, tights, panties, and bras to match my skin tone. But when you go to a store and you ask for nude options, they only have beige, and I'm definitely not beige, right? So I would have to dye my tights and undergarments to match my skin on a weekly basis to be in uniform. And I was often complaining to women in other industries about this issue, like bankers and lawyers and doctors, and they were frustrated as well, because if they wanted to wear a white blouse of some sort, you can't just wear any color bra underneath because it'll show through your clothing, and Nude Bar is a solution. So we go from fair, medium, and deeper or darker skin tones. We also go from children sizes to adult plus size. We're all about inclusion and loving the skin and body that you are in. We make it really easy to shop our shades online using our color matching technology, the Nude Meter, where you answer a few quiz questions like, are you tan today? What are the colors of the veins inside of your wrist? And you upload a selfie. And then you get your results based on seasonality. So winter season versus summer season when you might be more tan. We currently make fishnets, opaque tights, seamless thongs. We have a bralette that's ready to roll out. And we plan to expand into other verticals like shapewear and various bra and panty styles. We're currently at $6K in monthly revenue. Our business model to date is 74% direct to consumer, and then we sell to retail stores like lingerie and fashion stores, and we have a repeat customer rate of
All right, I think I'm good. Anybody want to keep going?
Economics are $3.50.
Awesome.
All right, come on back, Erin.
That was just a trick before, just pop in and out. So how have things been going since, was it Good Morning America?
Yeah, so we had Good Morning America last month. We hit 52K in monthly revenue in September.
What are you talking about?
So that was a big bump, right? From 6K in monthly revenue to that amount. Crazy, right? So now we're just trying to keep that momentum going. We're also adjusting to, all of the customers and the demand that we have. The positive news and all that is, right before Good Morning America and kind of in the midst of it, we've been importing a lot of inventory that we had been manufacturing. So now we're like 95% in stock, which is amazing because now we can, capitalize on the demand that we currently have coming in. So everything has been very exciting. I also hired 2 new full-timers, one operations manager and a marketing manager, and they've been amazing. They actually started the Monday after the Good Morning America feature. So they've been like thrown into a whirlwind, essentially.
Yeah, I'm sure they think like right now that's how the company's always been.
I know, yeah. I've been trying to explain to them that that's not normal, but yeah.
That's fantastic. Anybody else with questions?
I have a question about just, it's really more of a lesson for everybody, how you probably did a bunch of things before Good Morning America,
Right, yeah.
like ordering all that stock,
Yep.
right? To be prepared for this thing, right? Kind of overnight success, which is you're prepared for over years. So how are you preparing for the next success? How are you preparing for the next big thing 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So the main thing that we're actually working on, I think I mentioned this last time, is that we're working on our brand messaging and the brand strategy, and really coming from this place of storytelling and fine-tuning the message that we are really authentic brands. Like my authentic story is fairly unique in this category. We're not, like a big box retailer that's kind of jumping onto a trend of inclusion. We've actually been doing this before inclusion was such a buzzword and a trendy word. So as we're, looking ahead, we really want to, build this story around that authentic story and, the brand that is going to be a standout brand and very unique, so that, as other players come into the space, we are, standing apart from them, if you will. And then aside from that, we're really looking at a lot of the customer data. We are going to relaunch our website so that it's a little more user-friendly from the color matching perspective, because that is one of the biggest challenges for us in terms of conversion. So we're just looking at how can we use user-generated content, how can we use a little more imagery in addition to our color matching technology, and then just what are the data points around our color matching technology that will allow us to, allow this to rocket ship. So we're talking to the customers, we're doing surveys. We're also trying to do some color education, because, one of the challenges in a business like this is, I know it sounds cliche to say like empowerment and all of these, words, but really, when you think of the skin tone and how it's viewed in the world from dark skin to light skin, and how we view that in colorism and all of these aspects, these are actually things that need to be addressed in the space in terms of how people view themselves, in terms of color matching. Our products are very much like buying makeup foundation. And so empowering women to really feel beautiful and be excited about their skin tone, no matter what it is a big color education that we're working on. So yeah, as we're looking forward, we're also looking at our warehousing and making sure that, shipments are going out on time, that we have the right team in place. So all the operational aspects to the marketing aspects to, all the data from beginning to end. And we're also looking at, okay, now that we've hit this 50K in monthly revenue, like now how do we get to 100K? And then how many orders does that equate to per month? And how much inventory is, what's our runway of inventory, not just runway of cash?
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what's the average order look like for one of your customers? Are they buying one pair? Are they buying a suite of different items in their color? What's that look like?
Yeah, so typically our customers are buying about 2 to 3 pairs. Over the last 30 days, our average cart was about a little over $30. Typically it's a little higher than that, but we had the Good Morning America promo and some other promos that we had running last month. So average customer is ordering, 2 units at a minimum. Usually, again, our products like buying makeup foundation, so you might have a summer shade and a winter shade, and we try to educate our customers on that as well.
And Erin, I'm dropping in the private chat, and I'll share it in the main. Well, I guess I can't share it in the main comments, but I have a good friend. Her name is Asmal Ahmed, and I think I mentioned it briefly in the last connection. She started a company called Plum Perfect a few years ago, and she has a few patents on color matching to skin to be online. She was they built the kind of the back end for a makeup company called Trestique, and a few others. I believe they had an engagement with Sephora at one point, but she's a brilliant mind, and I think could help with that kind of website portion, and is always engaging with other Black women founders. She was, in that top, I think she was first 10 women to raise over $1 million. So she's pretty dynamic.
Okay.
So I just sent her a note just because it could be a helpful connection as you build that out.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I would love to meet her for sure.
Cool. Awesome.
Awesome. So at Build Off is curious to know what's the growth area so far for Nude Bar, sizes or colors, etc.
Yeah, so currently we go from children's sizes to adult plus size. Our largest size is a double XL, which goes up to 6'3" and 290 pounds, which in most brands, that's about between a 3X to a 6X. So, for us, it's really about like the stretch of the product, especially when we're looking at it from a durability perspective. In terms of the colors, we offer 12 shades right now. We don't plan to expand the colors at this moment. I feel that I've really narrowed it down to the 12 solid colors that make the most sense for the brand. I actually originally started the brand with 18 shades, and then we narrowed it down to 16. And now I feel that this is the solid 12 colors after looking at all the data, talking to our customers, and so on. In terms of sizing, we are considering maybe going up to a 3X. That would go up to about 350 pounds, but we're trying to get a little more data from that customer to see if that even makes sense and if that's the right direction to go. But currently, we're all the way from children's sizes to adult plus size, which is a pretty wide range.
And where do the majority of the sales come from?
Yeah, so majority of the sales are coming from our hosiery right now. Our fishnets, our best-selling SKU is our large, extra large tapioca cream fishnet, which is actually the shade that I wear.
Cool.
And at Build Off, again, is curious about, should you focus on distribution? Is there something missing from the narrative of your brand that you would like to craft?
Yeah, so in terms of the narrative of the brand that we would like to craft, we really want to build a little more community. So we're working on some storytelling that's kind of around this idea of Hue Men, so Hue, Hue, men's, and just how that connects to color matching. We want to also utilize our stories of our customers. We've been doing a few interviews with various customers, like flight attendants who've told us several things, like how many pairs of tights they've had to wear on a 3-day trip, which is quite insane. It's something like 6 to 8 pairs for a 3-day trip, and just how our product is actually more durable and lasts them, much longer, one pair versus the typical brands that they're buying. So we want to do a little more storytelling that is more kind of peer-to-peer or, customer to customer, and how we all kind of have this same challenge of finding shades that match us and feeling good and feeling confident in our foundational wear, but it hasn't been offered on the market. And what are all these hoops that we've had to jump through to make products work for us? Whether you are a businesswoman, whether you're a dancer like I was dyeing my tights in my kitchen, whatever it is, women have gone through all of these hoops to make products work for them. So we want to tell that story a little bit more, and we haven't done that yet. We've only really told my story.
Awesome. So I'll let you get a product demo together. I see some legs in the background. Some pieces.
Yeah, so I'll just start with our tights first. It comes packaged like this, and we, of course, put our brand name on there, Nude Bar, and also the fact that nude comes in all shades. And one of our biggest missions is to debunk the idea that nude is one color, because it's not. Nude is very personal. Nude is very individual to all of us. So we really wanted to put that messaging out there that nude comes in all shades. It's not just one color that we have normally historically seen it in. And I'm really excited to share that I mentioned in my pitch video that we were on our way to launch a bralette, and here it is. It is ready. It's doing really well right now. People are loving it. It does have adjustable straps. Currently, it's going from extra small to extra large, and then we're just trying to get as much feedback on it as possible. I really love the packaging for it. It comes in these little baggies that say Nude Bar, so you could reuse them because we're all about sustainability as well. But yeah, they come really cute in the bag. Usually it looks like this with a nice little hang tag with our photos, and also you can see all of the shades that come on it as well. There we go. And then we also launched a bikini panty that is so comfortable. It's really, really nice. It's seamless for the most part. There's a cotton crotch in it. We have a seamless thong as well, but this is like the growth from the thong to the bikini panty. So this one is a fan favorite. It did really, really well on Good Morning America.
Man,
Lovely. And so this is not a question, but I just would like to highlight Coward's Corner. It just says dollar sign faces. That's all. With money.
Yes. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, this is going to be so tough tonight.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
It's been lovely. Stay tuned to the end, and we'll see you in a minute.
Great job.
All right. See you later.
Dollar sign faces is correct. Super excited about all three of these teams. They're fantastic.
We're in a tough spot.
Brilliant.
I feel like Sheila Collins needs to come back out here and just tell us what the dealie is, yo. Like, I need someone else to come.
Let's take one quick break. I actually forgot to do this a few minutes ago, so let's do that now and see a commercial from our friends at AARP Innovation Labs.
Perfect.
We are AARP Innovation Labs, the place where leaders with bold ideas and visionary entrepreneurs meet to solve the most prevalent problems in society. We want to ignite a future where aging well is the norm. Our work with startups accelerates product and service solutions that generate significant impact in the community we serve.
I hear that commercial all the time. I always forget how fast it goes.
Oh, Candace, you're muted.
Well, it's okay. I'm here still. I'm still here.
So that was fantastic. Thank you again, AARP Innovation Labs, especially Sheila, who's here with us tonight. And so let's bring on our last final company of the night. Let's check out some snippets from the Patientory pitch.
Hello, I'm Krista McFarlane, and I'm the founder and CEO of Patientory. At Patientory, we are empowering our end users with actionable insights to their health data to improve outcomes while decreasing healthcare costs. We started our company in order to tackle the growing epidemic of chronic diseases in the United States, coupled with the lack of healthcare data interoperability. Fast forward to today, the need for pervasive testing before we can fully reopen the economy is one of the highest priorities at the moment. But before we can open the economy again, once the testing is complete, a whole new set of problems emerge. Where are millions of daily test results stored? Do we really want Apple or Google to have that much personal data in a central repository? We've been working on the answers to these questions for over 3 years while targeting chronic diseases. Our company is the founding member of the PTOI Matrix HIPAA-compliant, blockchain-enabled health information exchange and storage network that raised over $7 million in a token sale and currently integrating over 10,000 hospital electronic medical records in the United States, representing over 200 million American electronic medical records, which is approximately 90% of the US population. Our software, both enterprise and consumer, which runs on this network, also aggregates data from wearable and IoT devices to provide intelligence around social and economic determinants of health risk for population health management. We are a B2B2C business model, and we sell directly via sales channels, our enterprise SaaS platform to employer and health industry organizations, and receive consumer revenue through our personalized care plan subscription. Patientory also provides a real-time COVID-19 patient tracking and symptom reporting tool with a self-inspection quiz that verifies a patient's COVID-19 testing status and alerts them if they have been in the vicinity of someone who has the virus. This is easily and securely shareable with telehealth providers, healthcare reporting agencies via the blockchain network. My team and I are digital health experts with collectively over 40 years experience in this industry, and we're on a mission as pioneers in the blockchain and healthcare emergent industry to improve the global healthcare IT infrastructure for advanced chronic disease outcomes, and most recently, improve pandemic patient management outcomes. With over 13 patents pending, we provide data intelligence through the integration of disparate legacy systems and a secure, decentralized network providing value to governments charged with public health, employers that need to get their workforce safely back to work, and people who want to live their lives. We're differentiated from other solutions in that we've been able to solve the health IT interoperability issue with blockchain, giving us the ability to enhance proprietary intelligence. I sit on the HIMSS interoperability committee and serve as a digital influencer as a result of this. We founded Patientory back in 2015 with over 45,000 subscribers and over 2 million in grants to address the growing epidemic, not knowing that we would use the same technology to pivot to a global pandemic at scale. Our first investors believe in our vision include Boomtown Health Tech Accelerator and the Colorado Permanente Medical Group. Our partners who continue to support us virtually include the Atlanta Tech Village, the fourth largest startup ecosystem in our country, the Oregon Enterprise Blockchain Venture Studio, and the Georgia State Department of Economic Development. We've also recently been approved for a National Science Foundation SBIR grant, which will continue to give us the ability to scale our solution in the marketplace. I would like for you all to join me in making healthcare more transparent and accessible.
Sorry, I was taking a deep dive on that one.
I love, like, Kenneth, me, you're older, so like when the small font came in, we got real close to the screen, and Lexi was just kind of laying back, like, yeah, I see it.
Couldn't see it. Couldn't see it. Why I gotta be older? Why have I gotta be older?
Well, on that note, let's bring back Krissa for a little discussion.
Krissa, I'm sorry.
I'll apologize.
I'm so sorry. Full disclosure, I got up this morning at 5 a.m. So I could go vote, early vote. So I was in line at 6 a.m. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was nuts. So you said when you launched, there were 45,000 subscribers. Can you help me understand that number and where those people come from?
So that was actually a result of the international or the global campaign we did when we initially launched the first healthcare crypto token. So we had all these people interested in what Patientory was doing. One of the early companies to actually, issue a cryptocurrency that was unheard of. So we had, all these people that signed up from all walks of life, really interested in the solution we were building. Some of them, who continue to, provide as beta testers and users. So always having that constant touch point with actual potential customers for the product. So they really came from, with the raise, it was from over, I would say 10 different countries. But we've seen, and how we've basically built up an ambassador network in these countries, interest from these individuals. Most of them are people who have chronic diseases or were actual vet, who served in the military and just had a difficult time managing their health data.
And so of those 45,000, many of them were beta testers, but how many people are on the platform now using it regularly?
So we're still in private beta.
Okay.
So we've been doing beta with about 2% of those continually.
Okay. That makes total sense. All right, who is next?
I just have a question about really that next step. So when you do come out of beta and it's time to go big, it feels like this platform is helped by more and more scale, right? The more folks you have on, the more valuable. So how are you thinking about growth when it's time to come out of beta?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, we provide both an enterprise solution and a direct-to-consumer application. So the growth right now for our go-to-market strategy goes hand in hand. We do see that the pipeline of enterprise organizations that we have, really targeted healthcare system with large patient populations of over 30,000, large insurance company with large member populations can help to drive the adoption on the consumer side, especially when we talk about incentivization for users to comply and use the app. So part of that is really pushing for the enterprises as a top-down methodology to have the consumers sign up.
Thank you.
If you're comfortable sharing this, and if not, it's fine. Could you talk a little bit more about what you're doing on the clinical trial side? You don't have to say any names.
Yeah, I mean, it's public, and we definitely want people who review and to go check it out and register. So we launched essentially the clinical trials patient recruitment platform last month. Our first disease recruitment that we did was for psoriatic arthritis, for rheumatoid arthritis with a pharmaceutical company. We launched 2 weeks ago. We're actually supporting Moderna in patient recruitment for the COVID-19 vaccine trials. And if you guys see across the news, they're almost at their 30,000 mark, which would span the next 2 years to come out with a vaccine. So we do have a platform within Patientory to manage that onboarding as well.
Great.
Fantastic. So there's a couple of questions here from the audience. The first from at BuildOff says, is this integrated with Epic or Cerner? And what data do you have on outcomes or patient success so far?
Yeah, so, great milestones. I think we've, as a company, we've overcome the biggest challenges, especially as it relates to health IT data access and interoperability with the recent policy that was passed in March, Q1 of this year, the 21st Century Cures Act, which now requires all, providers, payers, health systems to provide third-party access to health data for, vendor companies like Patientory. We were way, before that with the mechanism that we built utilizing the blockchain. So as it stands today, those 10,000 hospitals are representative of Epic, Cerner, Allscripts, and the major electronic medical records company, which is about 80% of the US market today. And then in our POCs, we just published an international peer review journal with Oregon Health Sciences University and Moda Health, which is a large insurance company that services Washington State, Oregon, and Northern California. They have over 40 million members. So that is available as well on our website.
And our team is curious, how early in your startup did you integrate blockchain?
It was definitely pretty early. I remember incorporated in December of 2015. As soon as I did that, I got accepted into the accelerator. We were really doing R&D, heavy R&D on backend infrastructures. I think blockchain was one of the top 3. Essentially, throughout that product development, it became the main technology within the app, to which we were able to, create a white paper later in 2016 and then issue the first global cryptocurrency for healthcare.
Awesome. And one more from at BuildOff. One thing that major healthcare organizations are indexing on is customer service. How does this help?
So one of the biggest issues around that is around the customer service is patient engagement and being able to easily track those patient-reported outcomes, which are known as PROMs. So having a solution such as Patientory, which would be the first of its kind to actually empower the end user with the data and for the health system to actually, track the plans that the user is adhering to and provide feedback in real time is really important, especially as our system goes to, value-based metrics reporting, which are how health systems and healthcare organizations are going to be scaled and scored, and eventually how they're going to get their reimbursements, to be able to stay in business.
And Tony Carter would like to know, outside of what blockchain provides, how do you secure your data and systems?
So we are a blockchain-enabled storage system for which our apps run on. So we do utilize, and some of you guys are familiar with this, IPFS and encryption mechanisms, which essentially reside in nodes on the network and replication across that network.
Great, Krista. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Candace, it's getting to be time.
We're done for.
I love the stress that you feel at this stage.
I really do, because there's just 3 great companies. I really, every time it's tough. And, we may have had a ton of cash that first season. We were just handing out checks. So this is a 1 check night.
Yeah.
How do I say that best?
For those who didn't watch the first season, Candace had to give out 2 checks because they were so good.
Oh my God.
Is this deliberation time?
Yeah, I mean,
This is it. Thinking time.
Yikes.
So here's what I'll say, and this is why it's for the audience. This is why it's so difficult. If you're curious as to how we're probably all thinking about it, but me in particular, this is how I'm thinking about it. The things that are really important to me are that I have a very strong founding team. All 3 of these women are clearly very well suited for the products that they're building and are uniquely experienced in those spaces to be successful at it. So that's no help. The second thing is traction. All 3 of these women have seen not only revenue traction, but just affirmations from their industry that what they're doing is right. And their customers seem to be coming back time and time again, which also makes this really difficult. I'm also really interested in seeing things with huge market sizes where they don't have to penetrate 10% of the market to be successful. And both intimates and healthcare are those things. They're very large markets. The other thing that I'm thinking about is exit potential, which for me, I guess, is the one area where I think there may be a team or 2 that sticks out above the rest. I think that the healthcare teams may have larger exit potential because there's just more movement, more M&A movement in those spaces than there is in intimates and hosiery. Although, I mean, there's still a couple of big players in that space too that may be interested. And then scalability is incredibly important. How easy is it to take this, replicate it, and spread it out across the world for what you're building to really grow it into $1 billion company? And I think all 3 of those companies could do that too.
Yeah.
So I think the exit opportunity is the one area where I think there may be not even a clear winner, but maybe a clear category that's a little easier to see an exit than the other. But I don't know. That's how I'm thinking about it. What about you guys?
For me, it would have been easier if Nude Bar hadn't gone from 6 to 50 since the 2 shows. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like, it's exactly what you look for as an investor. And really the why is actually less important, like the GMA thing. It's more about, are there $50,000 worth of people that want your product, right? That's really the key. And so then it's like, can I just see enough faces to sell that much? And then because as an investor, you can handle the eyeball problem, right? Because you can capitalize a company, they can get some more eyeballs. But do those eyeballs want to buy the product, right? Yep. And what's clear in this going from 6 to 50 is that when more eyeballs see it, more people want the product.
Wow. That makes me think of Provider Pool saying, I get to onboard 200 new health agencies at my own pace because, we're growing from 12, maybe 17.
I think it was 12 when we talked to her. Yeah, she was piloting with 12, and then she had a new long-term care facility kind of system that wanted to put another 200 plus, in have them activated. So
1 day conversion in that space is not a thing. Period. It's not a thing. Like, she's operating at a completely different level than other people, and modest about it even. It's crazy.
Candace, what are you thinking about?
This is tough. I mean, in my head, I have a top two, and I struggle through picking one.
Come up with that check and just give them both.
I mean, Randy Mitchell in the comments is a very smart person. I mean, I agree. You may need to write 2 checks. Not that I have any authority over this issue.
If they want to wait till November.
I mean, we don't have another show for
Y'all know the way this nonprofit is set up sometimes. It's tough over here in these streets. Oh gosh, that's rude. The pressure. Holy cow.
Well, when we do decide, remember Candace will go last, right? Like, so now I'll go first when it's time.
I mean, how do we do this? I forget every time. We do it like every 10 weeks.
Lexi goes first.
Okay.
And I go second, and then you go third.
Someone said eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
And that's Get Mister in the audience watching, actually. We love them. They're a fantastic competitor this season.
We're big fans. And
where did Candace go?
Uh-oh. She decided she didn't want to decide, so she just dropped the connection.
Well, I think that makes me and Brian the decision makers now. And, you know, we become Oprah. Everyone gets a check. You get a check. You get a check. You get a check. Maybe a little internet issue.
What happened?
I was trying to escape. Sometimes I just start clicking. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's no problem. All right, Lexi, Marlon said it's time to decide.
All right. This is incredibly difficult. I love all 3 of these companies. But based on growth, recent growth, and exit potential, I'm going to give my vote to Provider Pool.
Breathe. Okay.
You can do this, Candace. Or I guess Brian's next.
Brian is next.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. For almost the same exact reasons, I'm actually going to go Nude Bar. The exact same reasons, right? And this is why it's so hard. I also would offer.
Why do people do this to me?
I'm
it's always down to my vote. And
I bet you Lexi and I could easily switch. We'd be just fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of these companies deserve the check. They're all dope. We're splitting hairs. We're splitting the tiniest hairs at this point.
It's literally the tiniest. And one of the other things that I'm thinking about is there are other regions of the world as well that are super, super color focused, like Brazil, where she would just absolutely take over those markets as well. So there's just so much growth in that business, and she's showing it early. But man, I really, really, really like Provider Pool too. So anyway, that's my answer.
Oh, y'all are the worst. Okay. Wow. And the full screen on my face. Thank you, Marlon. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, for me, I would say, it's a toss up between Nude Bar and Provider Pool, and really based on potential exit. And really, both of those companies fit well with what we do as an organization. So we're focused on consumer packaged goods and services, e-commerce, sustainability, AI, and healthcare, right? So both of those fit in really well. And I believe that we could add value to both. Everyone knows this that watches the show on a fairly regular basis, that we like to invest in the companies that go through Twitch Pitch. So we invested in season 1's winner, season 2's winner. And everyone is able to kind of go through the due diligence process. So this isn't just about winning a $10,000 non-dilutive grant. It also gives us an opportunity to look at and take a deeper dive into companies. So yeah, we are,
Candace,
what? Whoa.
One quick thing, just to remind everyone at home, just so we're all on the same page. Breaking news from the voice of God. I have been informed to remind the audience of how the votes work. Because
yes, good idea.
It's split. So every finale, which is very similar to our investment committee, Candace is the chairwoman of our committee. So she receives 2 votes. Brian receives 1 vote, and I receive 1 vote. So just to keep a running tally, Newsbar has a vote, and Provider Pool has a vote. But Candace's vote right now,
we'll give one of them 3.
We'll get one of the 3 votes, and then that person will be guaranteed to be the winner. Just so we're all clear as we move forward. Now go ahead.
That's a great idea, because it may seem like best 2 out of 3, and that's just not what's happening here. Great point. So yes, this is very close. And I will also add, I would like to see both of these companies in the diligence process for Lightship Capital and or the programs that we offer from our nonprofit, Hillman Accelerator and NUMI Bootcamp. I would like to be very clear about that. They both are a terrific fit. But the winner of season 3, the last season of 2020, is Provider Pool.
Oh, thank you. I was back here nervous, oh my gosh, they're so good.
They're all great.
I'm literally blown away by both of those companies. And I would have been excited for any of us to be completely honest. They're amazing. So, but thank you. That's so dope. I'm so excited. I'm texting my mom.
I'm texting my mom. I love that. I love the camaraderie that happens backstage amongst the founders. You all are cheering each other on, and I think that that's super cool.
Yeah, everybody loves each other's business. They always want to vote for the other one, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. That's so awesome. I'm really excited. I'm literally texting my mom. So. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. That's really,
absolutely. That is really, really cool. So what's the big news on the horizon? What are you doing right now?
So we're working on several things. The badges, I think, will be huge. I think we're almost ready to expand into our next geo. And we ended September at 47,000, which I was really, really excited about. And we've already got about 75% more than booked in October than we had in September. So it's going to be a very busy next couple of months for us, but I'm really excited. I feel like you guys are family. So I feel like I'm adopted in right now. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, you'll just be stuck with us.
Literally, that's certainly true for everybody.
Yeah.
We're so excited for you. Really, really excited. And for all 3 of you ladies, check your inbox after this for some fun goodies and updates from us about some things coming up. But we're super excited for you here.
I have one more quick thing. You were going to say it, so stop me if you did. But there's besides the cash, there are other prizes. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I'm texting my CTO right now, yo, we just got some AWS credit.
Yeah, you just got a ton of AWS credit. So congratulations on that. And a bunch of other stuff as well.
Those are your prizes. We're really excited to see you here. Do you want to give one last quick shout out or plug for how any nurses watching can find you, or any hospital administrators can find you as well?
Yes, absolutely. If you or somebody you know are a nurse or a nursing student, we would love you to join our digital marketplace. It is providerpool.co. App coming soon, but web app today. I would love it. And if you know someone who works in healthcare admin and they need nurses, providerpool.co. And my email is Jana, Janna, at providerpool.co.
So,
boom.
We did it.
Congrats again. We're so excited for you. Welcome to the Twitch Pitch alum world. We have to come up with a name for the winners. We really should.
That's not my forte. Everybody knows that.
Anyway, welcome to the Hall of Fame of Twitch Pitch. We're so excited to see you here. And with that, everyone, it's been a fantastic show. Thank you for joining us through this season. We were so excited to be able to bring season 3 to you all. As a reminder, this is the finale for the year. So we're super excited to crown Provider Pool, but we're going to take a little break, do some fun work behind the scenes, build out some other things in our brand, and come back to you next year with bigger and better seasons. Super excited to unveil what it's going to look like next year.
Bigger prizes.
Much bigger prizes.
And more partners.
And more partners. We're really, really excited about that. So if you don't already, follow our Twitch channel to get pinged notifications when we come back. Follow us on all our social media to hear all about the updates for the upcoming seasons and to find out how to apply if you're interested in participating in an upcoming season. Thank you, everyone, again. This season was brought to you by some incredible sponsors, including Hillman, which was the very first accelerator for underrepresented founders here in the Midwest, the Ohio Third Frontier, and the lovely AARP Innovation Labs. Thank you all again. It's been fantastic. Thank you to all 3 of our finalists. You're all really kick butt. And Brian's got something to say.
Just Tony Carter wants to know, where do I apply for next season, next year?
So to apply for next season, you can actually submit your application now.
Please do.
Rolling applications. Anyone who's interested, you can go right to our website, lightship.capital. There is a Twitch Pitch tab. You can click that. It'll give you all of the FAQs about how to apply. You submit a 5-minute pitch video. It's the pictures that you see here on the show to me directly. You fill out a little application along the way, and that's it. We'll be casting for that season probably in a month, maybe a month and a half, and we're really excited to get the next few seasons going in 2021. So please, if you're interested or if you know of other companies that would be interested, we'd love to see them. Once again, as a reminder, you don't just win the cash and the AWS credits. It's also it's a really great opportunity to hang out with us and potentially receive an investment, as the first 2 winners did. So, definitely recommend it to any and all. Thank you, everyone. Once again, it's been an incredible season, an incredible first 3 seasons. And we're really excited to do it again. We will miss you all, and good night.
All right, so now we're going behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
All right, so while we start talking, I'm just gonna grab this stuff that's been on the front porch. So you guys talking, I'll be right back.
Sure.
She
can join our behind the scenes, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I saw she was in the chat, so maybe. There she is.
I had butterflies in my stomach waiting to see who's going to be the winner. I was like, oh my gosh.
The stress.
Yes, I'm stressed. I'm getting heated on this side, just like, who's it going to be? They're all so good.
They were all so good, Sheila.
Yeah. I could relate to all 3 of them. I was just thinking about the nurse shortage. My mom is in her 80s. And she got a letter asking for her to be a nurse because there's a nurse shortage. I'm like, when you're reaching out to an 80-year-old, it really is a nurse shortage.
It's a real thing. It's a real problem, right?
And then I can relate to Nude Bar. I just think about back in the 90s when I wore pantyhose, and it was a whole nother shade on this side and a shade on this side. The top and bottom were on different levels.
The top and bottom was always messed up. It was always messed up. And if you had your makeup wrong, you were done.
Right.
It was just like
right.
a layer cake.
Yeah. And then patient Tori, just thinking about our population, like over 80% of older adults have at least one chronic condition. And so just that alone, I'm like, there's so much need. So yeah, that was great.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
And for the crowd, like Sheila sees a lot of these, right? Like you see a lot of pitch competitions, you see a lot of hackathons and stuff. So you know kind of good ones and bad ones, I'm sure.
These are great. Strong founders.
Awesome. So yeah.
So we made it through the whole thing and no one mentioned the news. So I'm super excited. But my celebration dinner just arrived from
Candace, what are you celebrating? I totally forgot to embarrass you and talk about.
I'm so glad. We're celebrating that I was the first person in line in Hamilton County to cast my vote. Sorry.
Wow.
No,
good.
So she's going to laugh. I was, and that's absolutely true. And the Associated Press picked it up. That is an absolutely true story. But I'll let Lexi, whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
Marlon, if you're around, I'd love to pull it up while I describe what's happening. So our fantastic Candace was just recognized in Entrepreneur Magazine for, I want to have like a dramatic pop-up on the screen. As one of the, no, it's not going to happen. Come on, Marlon. We're cooking here.
He's like, what are you doing?
He's trying to find like a link right now, pull it up with his
That's okay. That's okay. We don't have to do this.
No, we're gonna do it.
I want to know, like,
she was
like
anticipation here. One of the 100 most powerful women of 2020. Boom. Like,
so embarrassing. So I'm just gonna eat my takeout and celebrate this win, and then just
congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you very much. It's all because of this amazing team. That's the only reason for the recognition. It would not happen if it was me by myself. If there's anything they know to be true, it is that.
That's not true. We're so excited to see that the world gets to recognize how incredible you are as a founder and a leader. Here we go.
Whoa, that is serious.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a pretty big deal. God. The cover of the article is with Taraji Henson. So it was just like, why am I on this list with her? That is incredible. So yeah.
Boss.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that top.
Might be time for a haircut. I'm liking that.
It's always cute.
Yeah. Cool.
So exciting.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right. It's time to shut it down so Candace can eat her Ruth Chris tonight.
All right. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night.
Have a great rest of your year. Good night.
Good night.